What is expected in essay and how is it different from answer writing in JPSC?
जो वो टॉपिक पे लिखोगे आप जो आपको सबसे अच्छे से समझ आता है. इट मे नॉट बी द टॉपिक जिसके बारे में आपको सबसे ज्यादा पता है.
You have to generate ideas. Okay, this is one topic I have to think over.
Say for example, अगर हमारे पास एक क्वेश्चन है, सेम क्वेश्चन है, कोई सा भी क्वेश्चन है, is sting operation an invasion on privacy?
So that's the first step of essay, which a lot of teachers also give. That you have to write not in a logical sequence, but in a haphazard manner. What is expected in essay and how is it different from answer writing in JPSC? As we know, essay is something which is very tediously long. Format is what alag hai. It is a continuous line of thinking in writing. So one frequently asked question is points में लिख सकते हैं, ऐसे लिख सकते हैं, वैसे लिख सकते हैं. No. essay का मतलब ही होता है that it's a continuous line of thinking and it has to be done that way.
That's true. Yeah. So it's a very formal style of writing. Okay, कहते हैं ना एकदम formal writing. It's a standard in which जिसमें आप लिखते हैं. You don't have a lot of liberties. Say for example, अगर हमारे पास एक क्वेश्चन है, सेम क्वेश्चन है, कोई सा भी क्वेश्चन है, is sting operation an invasion on privacy? If this was some question there. Now अगर ये क्वेश्चन GS में होता, जनरल स्टडीज, कुछ साल पहले in GS we also used to have questions of 60 marks each. ऐसे भी होते थे बड़े बड़े questions. लेकिन अगर सेम ऐसे में होगा, the format would be different. GS में you can write in points, आप diagrams बना सकते हैं, flow charts बना सकते हैं, it can be according to your convenience, जैसे आप काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें कर सकते हैं. बट जब ऐसे है, it's a very formal style of writing. आप वो points में नहीं लिखते हैं, आप diagrams, figures वो सब नहीं बना सकते हैं. You have to go in a very coherent way, जो proper format है.
So when we get a topic in the exam, what is the first step we do? So there are basically two kinds of topics which will come in essay. One will be a bit on a philosophical side, and the other would be a bit of current affairs based, general studies based. So there are some of us who are very creative. So it's good if we choose the philosophical ones and show off our creativity. Most of us, me included, usually are comfortable with topics which are current affairs based, general studies based, because we are already doing a lot of general studies. So most of us take those kind of topics. Now when we have identified हम किस side पे हैं and we have picked a topic, the next thing we do is answer booklet मिलेगी, उसके around last के 2-3 pages go to that and write the topic. Now you have to generate ideas. Okay, this is one topic, I have to think over it. Never write whatever is coming to your mind on that topic in a sequence. ऐसे नहीं करना. अच्छा ये point आया, then this, second, third. No. If you do that, your mind will be trained in a way कि हम उसी को first point से second point पे link करेंगे, third point पे link करेंगे, and you will not be able to think outside the box. So the first thing we do is whenever you read a topic, automatically आपका mind generate करेगा. अच्छा इससे ये relation है, इससे वो relation है. Write it in a circle. Write it very haphazardly, so that your mind does not get constrained by those ideas. You are allowed to think out of the box. So that's the first step of essay, which a lot of teachers also give. That you have to write not in a logical sequence, but in a haphazard manner, in a circular manner, so that your mind never gets constrained by the ideas you are generating, and you can think beyond it.
Yes, I would just add here, if you have the paper, all of you have this essay paper, you can just just go through it once. Write 2 essays, choosing one from each section A and B in about 1,000 words. Okay, so this is 2014 paper. So what we have is, we have actually say 2 questions. We have to write 2 essays, one from section A and another from section B, right?
When I was making a distinction between the 2 categories of, with greater power comes greater responsibility. That's depending on the philosophical side. Is growing level of competition good for the youth? That's more current affairs based. So those are the types of essays you usually get.
Yes, absolutely right. Now the first thing that we encounter is which essay to write. Now ma'am told you that generally some essays are philosophical, some are more general studies oriented. So that depends on your comfort level. The first one, I'm particular about one more thing, that is understanding the topic well. Okay, my sense says you should write on that topic. Okay, so if you want to write on say more of a current affairs based topic, now write on that one which you understand the most, जो आपको बिल्कुल समझ आता है. There should not be even an iota of doubt in the topic. What is there? कई बार क्या होता है, कुछ term होती है, there's some term or some phrase used in the topic which you don't understand. Okay, So if you don't understand, there is strong tendency कि अगर आप वो attempt करोगे, you may end up writing completely different to what was asked. So first thing, जो वो टॉपिक पे लिखोगे आप जो आपको सबसे अच्छे से समझ आता है. It may not be the topic जिसके बारे में आपको सबसे ज्यादा पता है. Okay? क्योंकि आप भी जैसे मैम आपको बता रही थी कि आपको 1000 वर्ड का राइटअप लिखना है, तो 1000 वर्ड के राइटअप में देयर स्ट्रॉन्ग टेंडेंसी कि थोड़ी देर बाद आप कहीं से कहीं और, आपको नॉर्थ कैंपस पहुंचना था, आप साउथ कैंपस पहुंच जाओगे, राइट? यस.
Is the growing level of competition good for the youth? Now, when we read a topic in and we have identified this is the topic I will write on, the first thing we do is underline the keywords अपने question paper में. First thing, it's a question. It is not a topic. Is the growing level of competition good for the youth? So, what is the essay topic asking you? आपका क्या opinion है? Yes or no? So, is the first word we underline. Then the growing level, not the level of competition, the growing level of competition, which means that day by day it's growing, it's increasing, and will keep on increasing. So, growing is the next word. Of course, competition, good, youth. These are the keywords. Now, on the rough pages, which are at the back side of the booklet, answer booklet, which you will get during the exam, एक word पे you'll think about, you'll ponder upon. अच्छा, first you will decide the side. Do I find it good or do I find it bad? Is the growing level of competition good or bad? Now, of course, in essay some things are standard. Standard in the sense कुछ चीजें जो हम सभी follow करते हैं कि कभी भी एक तरफा नहीं लिखना होता, कभी भी एक sided essay नहीं लिखना होता. Why? Because then you give the examiner the opinion that this person only thinks from one side and he is not ready to even listen to the other side. So this is one thing जो standard है. We always have to evaluate any topic, any issue from a multifaceted way. Yes, we evaluate करना है, good भी evaluate करना है, bad भी evaluate करना है, and then we can give an opinion, thereby showcasing the examiner that I can see both sides.
Yes.
But this is what I personally.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, see, when you read the topic, she also mentioned clearly what are the keywords that you talk about. Now, tell this to yourself. What do you understand by this topic? Maybe explain it to yourself. Simply topic. Maybe some of you can help us out here. So, if this topic is there, is the growing level of competition good for the youth? Okay. So, this essay is about dash 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 dash. Complete this sentence. In your own words. If you have to explain to yourself.
Just tell us what do you think. What does it mean?
Yeah, can we have some volunteers? Get up. Thoda sa. It's okay.
Without competition, development not possible.
Without
Competition.
Okay. Explain it in 2-3 lines so that there is clarity in the topic.
What do you understand by the statement, the question?
Okay, if anyone else? Yes, come on.
It's fine, ma'am.
Look, we want the
Others to
person at
listen.
the end also to hear, no?
So what I feel is, in this topic, it's not just about the current affairs that persists in today's world. It's a little philosophical if you can take that into consideration, because competition is a thing that has been long lasting since our own, you can say, evolution. Competition has always been there as a human nature.
I will stop you here.
Yes.
Is the growing level of competition good for the youth?
Right.
क्या पूछ रहे हैं? Youth के बारे में. अब आप बताइए, what do you understand?
So basically, taking the youth perspective into the consideration.
No, you do it this way. What I'm trying to make it a bit organized in a way. It's not a discussion on what kind of it is, whether it's philosophical or not. Simply what does this topic tell you? So I have to write in this essay. I have to write dash 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 dash. What is it? Yeah, this essay wants me to write on dash 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 dash.
the question.
Yes,
In
in
your
your
own language.
simple
Rephrase
way.
it, rephrase it.
Competition create hard work.
Competition creates hard work.
Okay, we'll
can take that.
that.
Okay. You rephrase it.
The growing level of competition. The growing level of competition, is it good for the youth or is it bad for the youth? It is basically what I'll be rephrasing it as is the growing I mean, the growing population of the youth, the competition that persists with this has a different level. Has it reached a different level, or has it been stagnant? And is it the population because of which the competition is growing because of the more populace?
Okay,
I think
got
you
the population
yes,
angle.
he was a bit right when he said, this essay says, is growing level of competition good for the youth or bad for the youth? That was also a bit of an understanding, simple understanding, right? So similarly, can we have some more?
Yes, please, more ideas. Please, we wanted to make
Yes,
it and
yes.
don't be scared.
Yeah, is good for youth. It may be good or it may be a bad. Good in the sense that the level of and the standard of living or whatever, it will increase. But in the bad manner, it may also demoralize and sometimes more pressurize.
Very good. Very good.
Yes.
Yes. You want the mic? Okay.
Is competition really necessary for the growth of youth?
Is competition necessary for the growth of youth? Okay, in a way, yes, I understand what you're trying to say.
Okay.
She's trying to say whether competition will, push the youth in developing more. Yes, okay.
Growing level of competition, a burden or an opportunity?
This can be also one good understanding. Nice. Yes.
Sir, every sector contain a competition, and in every sector the youth is coming. So the competition over that sector gives us a good youth over there. For that sector, but that competition is much, so it is quite. According to that sector, the competition is required. So that gives a good youth, a good.
He is basically trying to say that with competition, so much competition, you get the best. The best come forward, and so it's good in a way. That's what he's trying to say.
Okay.
Youth is the backbone of any of the country. So the youth will be the best part of any country as the competition has it will add to the quality product of the youth.
Okay.
Better productivity.
ठीक है. And any other?
Someone from the back, no one from the back is interested in talking to us. Someone from the back.
I've got a question here.
Yeah.
If you don't mind. Basically, talking about competition here. So, like choosing any topic in an essay. So, do we take it as a world perspective, or do we take it?
We can talk about it a bit later. So the first.
We are focusing first on
Understanding the topic.
So we come to that. Anji, someone from the back? Anyone from the back? कुछ तो सोचा होगा. Okay, sir.
I need to write upon the means what are the good effects of competition, means how it helps us to force ourselves beyond our limits which we don't know, and
also competition, what pressures come with the competition which we don't know and which we are not about to handle in play.
This is also the better way of understanding. Okay, he made things very simple for him. No, he said I have to write on how does competition help us make things better or evolve as more productive youth, and what kind of pressures does competition put on us, which may not be good for us. So that was it. That's a very decent way of doing it. Yes.
Basically, growing competition opens the horizon to develop and grow in every sector, and not just confining to engineering or software, but also in pharmaceuticals and other sectors as well, which is good for youth and upcoming ages as well.
Okay, you actually confined it a bit. Like it's not about sector, this sector or that sector.
Growing competition is opening other sectors as well.
No, but here he is not talking about any kind of sector. This youth, it can be in general. It can be from in normal studies to high professional levels to political competition,
Let's make it more
etc.
easy. Think of the topic, what it means to you. We are all part of the youth age group. So tell me, is the growing level of competition good for the youth? To make things simpler, we should think from our perspective that as a youth yourself, what opinion do you have on this?
Ma'am, competition up to a certain limit is good. Up till it is a healthy competition, then it is very useful. But as it means crosses the limit of healthy competition, then it becomes something very dangerous. Because youth are also very burdened.
And that's what the examiner is actually wanting you to think about. That competition, like what you said, in limited amounts is a good thing. But if there are not enough opportunities, then the competition becomes cutthroat.
Yes, and absolutely, this sentence can become the the hypothesis or the central argument in your whole essay. That what he said, that if competition is healthy, within those limits of healthy competition, it's good for youth. But the moment it crosses those limits, it becomes cutthroat. It's no longer stays good for youth. It's no longer useful or beneficial for the youth, right? So that is how we can argue. Now, when we are writing an essay, we always start with an introduction, right? We then write a body, we then write a conclusion. But the introduction somehow forms one of the most important parts of an essay, because examiner पूरा essay जब तक पढ़ेगा, the first thing that he is more interested in is आप introduction में क्या लिखते हैं, okay? This introduction is the face of your essay. अगर आप introduction में impress कर पाए उसे, he'll take more interest in reading what you have written in the body. अगर आपने introduction कुछ बकवास लिख दिया, he may lose the interest. उसे नीचे arguments बहुत अच्छे भी हों, he may not be so much interested or so much engrossed in what you have written in the body. But I think जब भी introduction हो, introduction में there should be this kind of an hypothesis which gives an overview. Examiner को idea लगना चाहिए कि ये essay में क्या argue करना चाहता है. This sentence, what he said, that if the competition is within healthy limits, if the competition is healthy, okay, it is good, it is beneficial, it's good for the youth. But the moment it crosses those limits of those healthy competition, when it becomes cutthroat, it no longer stays good for the youth. So that can be one of the essential components of your introduction. Okay, this introduction, examiner will understand that this person knows, how that competition, it can be good, but if it crosses the limits, it can be harmful. So ये आपके introduction में this kind of thing can be a hypothesis.
Usually, like what sir is saying, we call it a hook introduction, जिसमें आप first 2 lines में you try to explain what the topic meant to you. That's called a hook. So the hook has to somehow demonstrate that you've understood. The essence of what you understood from the topic has to be mentioned in the first 2-3 lines of the introduction as well. So that you tell the examiner, listen, I have understood what you were trying to ask. So, जो hook होता है, the first 2-3 lines of the introduction, they have to contain the substance or the essence of what you believe, like what he said, whatever he gauged from that topic. That has to reflect in the hook. And then probably, and like what, 1,200 words. So the first 50 to 70 words is your introduction. And the first 5 lines at least is the hook, where you try to tell them, this is what I understood from the topic.
Okay, so what we did till now, you can follow the similar, standard in examination, for example. So you read the topic, now try to explain this to yourself. What is this essay, what do they want from you? फिर उस answer to that, what they want from you can become that hook or that hypothesis that we are talking about, and that can be a good way to start an essay.
Even by some philosopher, is it correct?
Yeah, exactly. Now she's saying that many a times we start essay with a punchline or say a quote, an anecdote, whatever it is. वो correct तब होगा if that fits in the scheme of what is being asked. Okay, जैसे last year एक question था, if you can see the 2015 paper, lending hands to someone is better than giving a dole. Okay, ये एक essay है. There's I started this essay with an anecdote. एक ये है, कहते हैं ना, give him a fish. No, don't give him a fish, but teach him how to catch a fish. It's a very common चीज है, but it somehow exactly catches the what it is. So जो भी आप, ये ज़रूरी नहीं है, it's not necessary to write a quotation or write an anecdote or whatever you want to do. But अगर आपके पास है, if you remember some which exactly fits into the demand of the topic, you can very well use that. You can very well start that.
So what is good to write at the start of the essay or in the middle of or after giving an introduction?
It will depend. It will depend. जैसे ये था, अगर introduction में ही आप कई बार fit होता है, you can start it there. अगर आपको लगता है बॉडी में किसी आर्ग्यूमेंट में किसी पर्सपेक्टिव में आप इसको डाल सकते हैं, वहाँ लिख सकते हैं. आप कंक्लूजन में लिख सकते हैं. मेनी अ टाइम्स एक रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर की एक कोटेशन है, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, so वो कई सारी क्वेश्चंस में आप लिख सकते हैं. lot of questions, so such questions you can use that. So now it depends on एक तो जो आप यूज करना चाहते हैं that line, where it fits better. So अगर if that captures the essence of your topic, you can use that in the introduction itself.
Sir, do we need to give a title?
You know, see, इसमें question number 1 लिखा होगा. There will be question, then you write section A वहाँ पे. You will have to write it in a very formal way. Then section A, then you can write 1, then write the topic, and then you can start. So that examiner also knows what किस चीज़ पे आपने ऐसे लिखा है. Okay. अब introduction में एक और चीज़ें हैं. Now we got to know what we have to write. अब कुछ चीज़ें हैं जो हमें नहीं लिखनी है, जो गलती नहीं करनी है. Many times हम लोग कहानियाँ शुरू कर देते हैं, you know, 1 पेज का इंट्रोडक्शन लिख दिया, 2 पेज का इंट्रोडक्शन लिख दिया. That is not the case.
Introduction has to be just 150 words, out of which 50 words have to be the hook.
Yes, और introduction में you should avoid definitions. Okay. कई बार क्या होता है, for example, is sting operation an invasion on privacy? In introduction, you don't have to explain, you know, what is sting operation. You know, sting operation is this and that. You will end up वो आपको नहीं लिखना है.
A lot of times. Sometimes, not a lot of times, corruption पे आ जाता है कोई ना कोई ऐसे, and many people, according to the World Bank report, corruption means this, this, and this. So that is not what the essay aims at. So it's not a general studies answer, and that distinction has to be made.
और एक चीज, जब हम टॉपिक पे लिखते हैं, ऑलवेज रियलाइज दैट दिस टॉपिक हैज एन एसेंस. ठीक है, हम जो भी लिखे हमें एसेंस नहीं खोना है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यही टॉपिक है, इज स्टिंग ऑपरेशन एंड इन्वेजन ऑन प्राइवेसी. अब उसने पूछा है क्या ये प्राइवेसी, नो, डज इट इन्वेड आवर प्राइवेसी. अब ही नोज व्हाट स्टिंग ऑपरेशन इज. ओके, उन्हें पता है स्टिंग ऑपरेशन क्या है. अगर हम क्या लिखना शुरू कर देंगे, 400-500 वर्ड पहले स्टिंग ऑपरेशन ये, स्टिंग ऑपरेशन वो, ये होता है, ऐसे ऐसे कर सकते हैं, फिर प्राइवेसी क्या होती है, तो पूरा 1000 वर्ड हमने लिख दिया स्टिंग ऑपरेशन. Yes, the topic is neither on sting operation nor on privacy individually. It's on disconnection, invasion. It is a question whether sting operations, are they an invasion on privacy? Okay, somebody would say no, they are not. Somebody would say that they are. Somebody would say that they may or may not be. Okay, that is your line of thought. You know, जो आपको वो argue करना है. अगर ये invasion है तो कैसे है? You have to argue. वो सारे arguments लिखने हैं. ये नहीं लिखना है कि sting operation क्या है. He knows what sting operation is. ये 50 goals in Olympics. Can this be a reality for India? This is not about history of Olympics. आपको वहाँ ये ओलंपिक्स तब स्टार्ट हुआ था. दिस इज, यू नो, हाउ इट ग्रेजुअली ट्रांसफॉर्म्ड एंड कैसे कैसे ये.
How much importance the government is giving to
Yes.
sports and students who are interested in sports. Do we have enough infrastructure? Are we encouraging students enough to join sports? And even those who are already part of the national teams, उनको क्या enough facilities available है that they are able to reach their maximum potential? So it's actually a satire, a comment.
Yes.
On how much the government is doing on the field of sports.
Okay, so if we अगर हम अभी एक आधा 2-3 मेडल मिलते हैं हमें, if we want to raise this tally to 50, first thing, is it possible? Okay, do we have the sufficient resources? Okay, if somebody, all of us would argue that it can be a reality, you know, but no, how can it be a reality? Okay, क्या करना चाहिए, कौन सी institutional changes ला सकते हैं, what are the things that we do? You may argue चाइना में ऐसा होता है, you know, in China they do this, बाकी US में they do this. छोटी छोटी countries हैं जो हमसे, जिनका 1/5 1/10 population है, they are able to produce so many world class athletes. We are not. Okay, you can put those, जो सारी comparisons, you can discuss all those things in the essay. But here idea is, again, it's not about Olympics per se. It's about this thing. How do we raise the standard and that level of our athletes that हम भी एक अच्छा खासा हमारा performance को अच्छा.
Whatever you have seen yourself, for instance, in school, when we are school students or college students, do we give enough importance to sports? India में क्या emphasis है on पढ़ाई, on ratification? हम academics को ज़्यादा importance देते हैं. But you know, there are many people who are more talented in sports than in academics. Why do we not give enough importance to students who are interested in sports? So, you know, you can.
Okay, say we can take this topic. You know, tourism. Can this be the next big thing for India? Okay, so what do we understand by this topic? So this open question to all. So again, we want some responses. Tourism, can this be the next big thing for India?
Yes,
it's again a
sir.
question. Okay.
And
So,
somebody from the back this time. The back is not.
so we can do it this way.
Yeah,
First,
one person from the
yeah.
back.
From this topic I understand. मुझे क्या समझ आता है टॉपिक से, not the answer.
Yes, nobody is
Next,
looking for answers.
answer. We'll just understand the topic. ये पूछता क्या है? क्या पूछ रहा है? What does he ask us? Say we can say that the topic wants us
the
to.
keyword is next big thing. How can it be the next big thing? And sir gave wonderful language.
Yes.
In what are the ways it can be the next big thing? To summarize, for employment generation, revenue generation.
Yeah, a lot of revenue generation, global recognition, you know, yes, हमारा जो as an investment destination, how can it project us as an investment destination? A lot of those things. So that is what I was trying to. This is the first thing that you should do. Try to make sense of the topic. फिर answer now. What will somebody would say no, it cannot. It has a limited potential. Somebody would say no, we can explore it to a great extent. Somebody would say that we can explore, but with conditionalities. That there are certain conditions that we have to fulfill. Only then it can be the next big thing. Okay? They are the scheme of our thought. But उससे पहले हमें ये समझने की जरूर कोशिश करनी है कि पूछ क्या रहा है. Okay? जैसे अगर हमने ये देख लिया कि next big thing का मतलब है investment. अगर खाली investment अटक गया दिमाग में, you will only argue on investment. कि क्या tourism से हमें investment ज़्यादा आ सकता है. Okay? तो it would again be आपको 125 में से he'll give 25 marks.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update.